responsibility for directing and producing.
Yes.
And we used a system called DigiBeta.
Right.
And DigiBeta was the latest of the latest of the latest that you could get.
Yeah.
And it was crystal sharp, crystal clear.
Yes.
But then what did we do? We had to put it through a process to put some grain into it to make it look more authentic film. Goodness gracious. What is that all about? You know, madness, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
We were looking to America, of course, and the business there of the awfulness of the police officer who's not to be charged in relation to the shooting dead of the young black fellow.
Yes.
And there's war going on there, and the tensions are very, very strong
Yes.
indeed. And the more you hear it, the more unlikely the whole thing seems. Yeah. And the mother and the father of the black teenager, they're saying it's crazy what he's saying. It's all, those tensions are very, 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 you know, they're very lightly disguised, aren't they? They're
Yes,
still there,
yes, they are.
always.
They are. I think it's it's a tragic circumstance in which the community, who are probably fairly disenfranced,
Anyway,
you know, they're not at the
indeed.
top end of the food chain
Yeah.
in pretty much anything, feeling hard done by, and now one of their children is shot. On the other hand, police become more and more paranoid. They've got ridiculous gun laws over there,
Yeah.
and I think a sort of a paranoia and self-protective nature.
Yeah.
Also, I think they hire people who maybe aren't as tough as they used to be,
Yeah.
and can't rely on their fighting ability.
That's interesting. Tough equates in that situation with wisdom and gentleness, because you're so tough you have nothing to prove.
Yes,
You know, you're
yes.
confident, I'm going to talk you out of this.
Yes.
Come here, sit down there now, that kind of thing.
Or just overpower. I mean, I treated police officers in the States, and most of them were pretty frightening. You know, older guys, and they were pretty frightening. Physically frightening. They were nice people, but you wouldn't last 2 seconds with them. And I think I'd much rather get a kind of jumped on than shot.
Oh, yes.
And these guys were not people to worry about an unarmed kid. You know, they wouldn't have even reached for
Not at
you know
all.
for
Just
a truncheon.
bang,
They
and that
just-
would have been
yeah,
it.
Yes. So
Go
I think,
about your business.
So I think the whole thing is
interesting,
tragic,
yeah.
and
It's an interesting take on it, and I think you're absolutely right. You know, you have an intimacy with America. You know America. You were there. You worked in physiotherapy in America. You worked
Yes.
across the... This
Yes.
guy brings his skills from a worldwide theatre back into Newry, and you've been in the prison system working with people there. And what were the challenges you faced as a physiotherapist in America?
well, one is the language. I think initially when you get over there, a lot of the technical language is different. But people are people all over the world.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're the patients were just lovely. Most of them. I think you'd sort of meet one patient a year that was very difficult and unpleasant.
Yeah.
But everyone was nice. I think in American hospitals, they need you to work quickly, but they need you to work efficiently too. So you need to get results. I feel maybe in the NHS they just want them to work quickly. So you had to think all the time. You know, how is the best way that we can treat this person? How can we get them better quickly?
America, the most modern country in the world, let's say.
Yes.
Ireland, down the league quite some way. The ailments that people experience skeletally, very different in America to Ireland, or not?
No, not really. no.
Really? Same
Yes,
kind of thing?
Yes. The one thing that when we first moved to America, we worked not so much. Well, we'd done outpatient. We'd done the musculoskeletal stuff, but also in the hospital setting. I remember where I was working in England and also in Ireland too. That chronic bronchitis. Everybody had, all the old folks had chronic bronchitis, or the middle-aged people, and in America, And when we moved to Texas, no one had it. Nobody'd even heard of it, because it's dry and warm and lovely. And if you just gaze out your window today, I think your microphone's come off.
Thank you. This happens.
Sorry.
I keep my electronic iPad here with me because I get news in,
Okay, yes.
And this comes like that fellow Mitchell I'm waiting for. Any word of Mitchell, the plebgate fellow? He's up in court today to get to hear whether the judge agrees with him that he has been defamed and all the rest of it.
Yes.
I don't know. The Downing Street, he put the bike up
Yes, I
against the
remember.
thing.
I do remember it.
I think it's much ado about nothing. He admits to swearing, but not to calling the person a pleb.
Yes.
Which is a nonsense.
It is a nonsense, and I think...
Absolutely. I have little time. May I share something with you?
Share, please.
This is share time. It's David Mitchell, isn't that the man's name? David Mitchell. Is any word on him? Andrew Mitchell.
His brother was David.
His brother was David. But anyway, Andrew Mitchell, I wrote to him. He's eminently forgettable in my terms.
Yes.
Because I wrote to him to get money. He was the Overseas Development Minister. And my ability to deliver schools in sub-Saharan Africa was demonstrable.
Yes.
And I said to him, look, we want to do this. Will you give us some money? Because we are people who can deliver. We have the capacity to give you what you want. He sent it to his Nigerian secretariat, who wrote back in very Nigerian-esque tones, saying, how wonderful what you are doing, how great you are.
Yes.
But you're not big enough for us. Go away. Anyway. That's Mr. Mitchell, and I think it surprises me that all this thing is going on. So the American thing, the experience is the same as here.
Yes.
What are you coming across in through your surgery doors at the moment?
Well, I had an interesting case of a young, very fit young guy who had upped his training.
Yes.
And he went from doing weights, and he jumped from 90 kilograms to 117 kilograms.
That's a big jump.
That's a 27 kilogram. That's over 50 pounds added on. He was obviously doing fewer reps.
Yeah.
But surprisingly to him, and not to the rest of us,
he tore a muscle.
He now has shoulder pain. So with everything. And we see that in sports all the time, that a training error can lead to pain, and generally it's people increasing either how much they're running or how much they're lifting or how fast they're trying to do something, and they're trying to do it too much. So really what we just want is sort of a 5% increase. So look back at what you've been recently doing and saying, is this an enormous amount? Is this a great deal more than 5%? And if it is, then back it off. So for example, if you're running 2 miles and you want to run 12 miles, you're going to have to do that over the period of 2 or 3 months, because your body will change slowly to adapt to the new situation. So that's my thought for the day in physio.
Yeah,
is just to incrementally increase. If you've got a goal, then look at how long it's going to take you to do that, and slowly work towards it. And in that way, you're not going to get injured.
Those of us of a certain age who don't want to do 12 miles.
Yes, yeah.
How important is it for me, for example, to walk from my home on the shore front in Warren Point, down along the promenade as far as I can go within the boundaries of Warren Point towards Rostrevor,
Yes.
and then turn and come back along again up the main street and round? It's about a mile at most.
Yes.
Maybe it's a mile and a half.
Yeah.
Am I wasting my time?
Not at all, not at all.
Really?
I think if you walk in a determined fashion, if you just sort of dawdle and talk to everybody who walks past
Oh, I
you.
don't like that. I don't like talking to people.
No.
We just let them go away.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
the reason I can say, go away. I'm training.
I'm training.
Go away.
I think it's a wonderful thing, and will stand you in great stead.
But I should do this.
Yes,
Yeah.
you should do it.
But I should
We
take
all should
these
do it.
magnificent shoes off and get into my walking shoes before doing it.
It depends. I mean, if your feet are comfortable walking in those shoes.
Walking
then-
at a pace in these isn't a good idea.
Okay,
No,
all right.
it's not a good idea.
Yeah,
Not a
so
good
put on
idea. Yeah.
your fluorescent green
Yeah.
training shoes.
Now, should I entertain the concept of lycra?
Well,
Yeah, he's still laughing.
no. I heard somebody on the radio a while ago talking about mammals,
Yeah, mammals.
middle-aged men in lycra, and they were saying this is a dreadful thing. And I agree that you shouldn't walk around the town in them.
No,
but,
it's a
but certainly
or come into cafes in them.
But no, yeah,
That is a big no-no.
That is a big no-no.
Police give with the sweat dripping out of their bums. They're sitting down
Yes.
and drinking coffee beside you.
Yes.
These are horrible people.
They-
I'm going to all of
are,
you
yes.
who come into grounded from bicycles and leave your bicycles outside, but come sweatingly through the door, parking yourself at a table and sprawling there and drinking your coffee. And I can smell you. You stink, I smell. Please go away, don't do it again.
I saw a guy in there changing his socks one
Oh,
day.
sweet God. Changing his socks.
So, but I think lycra is fine on the bike. Just
Yeah.
leave it there.
Yeah, I
leave
think
it there.
so.
But I mean, if we're just walking, I'm not sure we really need the lycra.
Hey, the temperature has gone down quite
It
a
has,
bit.
it has, hasn't it?
I
Yes.
had to de-ice the car this morning, you know. It's cold. It's
And
cold.
that's another thing. Cyclists are very good at putting on leggings and tights
Yeah.
in the cold weather, but runners aren't.
No.
And I think you know, when it gets to this temperature, if you're running in shorts in this temperature, part of the problem is it takes a lot longer for your muscles to warm up.
Yes, yeah.
And you're much more susceptible to muscle tears.
Yeah.
So,
But you
so
can actually see it on people. I've seen it, you know, especially on women who are out wearing shorts and running. Now, I'm not averse to a pretty woman in shorts. Of course I'm not. But what I do notice is the kind of leapfrogging cellulite. And it's by this stage on the road, it's gone blue. And it's gone from pink to blue and back to blue again. These people are damaging themselves, I rather think, because it's so cold. It's so
Yes.
obviously cold.
Yes, yes.
It's not a good idea.
it isn't. So keep warm.
Keep
warm
is
and
the thing.
and have less injuries.
This is the way. Well, talking about warmth, I'm doing my best to get people to enroll in my winter warmth pledge.
And how's that going?
It's going all right. We at the moment have 500 plus 500 plus 2. So we're coming up, you know, we have £1,200 for St.
Yes,
Vincent de Paul.
yes.
And really what happens is, you know, people, we're very blessed. I'm very blessed at my age. I'm living on a pension. I have a second pension. It's not too bad.
Yes.
I'm not going to starve between now and the time I go
Yeah.
to my eternal rest, whatever then that will be. So I'm not going to starve. So I don't really need the £200 that the government sent me this morning.
Yes.
It's nice to have it.
Yes.
Nice to have it. But do I need it? In honesty, no. Can I make better use of it? In honesty, yes. So, this idea, take any of us who, like me, get it, don't need it, take it, give it to the St. Vincent de Paul Society, because they have a list as long as 10 arms of those who do need it.
People who do need
Yeah.
it, yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And that's something.
And I think if you were wealthy enough that you didn't need it, and I don't mean you're among the uber rich of Warren Point.
Oh
but,
no, I'm not uber rich. I'm Mr.
But you're
Bean
comfortable.
rich.
You're
I'm Mr.
comfortable.
Bean car rich. That's
You're
me.
comfortable, yes.
My car looks like a little skip, which is great. I love it. Yeah, I love it.
But I think it would give you a warm feeling inside if you.
Well, you know something, that is right, and I have the philosophy, and I shared it with people. I know we're not talking religious things, but I do believe one thing, that the nearest one gets on earth to the feeling of what it's like in heaven, if there is a heaven,
Yes.
has to be in the moment of giving. I don't subscribe to the notion of it is in giving that we receive. You know, you put 2 and 6 in the slot and you get a pound out. But that's not what it's
Yes.
about. But if you give because the person needs it, and because at your mummy and daddy's knee in the kitchen at home, you were taught that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And you do it.
Yes.
I think that's the nearest feeling you get to heaven on earth, that you're
Yes.
making a difference in the life of a broken person.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's got to be good.
Yeah.
It's the best Christmas present you can give yourself. The winter warmth
Yes,
pledge.
yes.
The best Christmas present you can give yourself.
Yeah.
A lot to be said for it.
It's a beautiful thing.
Christmas is coming. Geese are getting fat.
Yes. Yeah.
Please put a penny
Yes.
in the old man's hat.
Yeah.
Once again, it's been lovely having you in here.
Thank you very much. It's been lovely being here.
Tell the people who you are.
Steve Eccles, Eccles Physiotherapy, down on the Warren Point Road. You can get me on my website, ecclesphysiotherapy.com. That's who I am. Yes.
I'm Rowan Hand, and I have in the past used his services, and I can tell you he's a good health professional, well worth checking out if you've got a problem with the joints and the bones. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You too.
Go well.
Will do.
Destination Newry. We're back in moments.
Newry Veterinary Centre, located on Patrick Street in Newry, is committed to providing you with the very best in pet healthcare. The veterinary team bring a wealth of experience to the practice and have individually obtained high standards of professional qualification. Our services include small animal, large animal and equine, 24-hour emergency service, consultations by appointment, ultrasound scanning, digital x-ray facilities, in-house laboratory and much more. Contact us today. Newry Veterinary Centre, 39A Patrick Street, Newry, or telephone 028 302 62266.
Ted's Carpets Newry have a large selection of carpets, vinyl, wooden floors, solid, semi-solid, laminate floors and all flooring accessories. All for you to see in our showroom. Based in Newry, our staff have over 50 years of experience in the carpet and flooring industry and will be only too glad to help you choose the right floor covering that suits your needs and your pocket. Don't forget our furniture department, where we stock sofas, beds, bedroom furniture and everything else your home will need. Looking for a genuine bargain? Give Ted a shout. You won't be disappointed. Distance is no object. No job too big or